Does more money equal better macros? I'm not sure it does, but let's find out. Today I'm getting a meal from 2 different locations, and each of them are gonna be at a drastically different price point. Let's start with the money, baby. We're going to Chick-fil-A. All right, we got our Chick-fil-A. It's in a really tiny bag. Buffalo sauce, 25 calories. Medium mac and cheese for 450 calories. And a 12-count grilled nugget for 200 calories. And a Diet Coke for the haters. Oh yeah, I stole that from Smaller Sam. This entire meal is 675 calories and 58 grams of protein. Chick-fil-A is just as busy as In-N-Out, but they're charging about twice as much as them. This entire meal was $19.09. With the drink, of course. I will say, I think it's just because they have a bigger menu. And they have menu items that are losing money just to get them more business in the door. I will say their chicken sandwich is only $6, but all of their healthy stuff is upward of $10. If you get a Cool Wrap, it's about $10. Chick-fil-A having like 30 menu items makes it better than In-N-Out in a way, but it's also like In-N-Out has the same quantity of people coming through it. Just as Chick-fil-A, I feel like it's always busy. It's just the fact that they have a bigger menu makes them more expensive because it takes longer to make certain things, which I would say it does not take long to make some grilled nuggets and mac and cheese. So why is it almost $20? I'm not arguing that it's not good. It's good, but is it really worth the money? Why is it that you have something that's taking almost the same amount of work or similar amounts of work, but is like twice as much more? What I theorize is that Chick-fil-A realized people will pay anything for the product just because they love the product so much. They have a monopoly on healthy food items in the food industry. It's like that, Chipotle, maybe El Pollo Loco. Those are the places that have the most healthy items, and they're usually about anywhere from $10 to $25. If you get the most optimal bowl at Chipotle, you're paying about 20 bucks as well.
Friends, it's just a theory. A food theory!
So I wanted to do this video so we can find out, can you eat macro-friendly or healthy without paying $20 eating out? That's a trick question, y'all. Chick-fil-A is not necessarily the most expensive place you could go to, but they do have a lot of expensive items when it comes to their healthier options. You can get a regular chicken sandwich meal with a little bit of fries and a Coke for like $11.99, but if you get a legitimate, healthier, macro-friendly meal, it's gonna cost you upwards of $15 there. The cheapest healthy meal you can get after tax there is probably just a Cool Wrap by itself. If you go to a different place, you can get the same amount of food for a similar or lower price. So it's not that they're necessarily inherently expensive. It's just more, if you want to get something healthy from fast food, it's a lot more expensive than if you were to just get their standard meal. And it's not like it takes more to prepare. If we're thinking about the cost of food, is it really that bad to spend $20 on something you're gonna like and eat, feel good about eating later on? I don't think so. But when there's healthier options, or when there's other options that are the same price and similar macros, the main question is not, well, what's the best thing for me to eat? It's rather like, what type of variety do I want? Because at both price points, you can get similar value. For less than half the last meal's price, we can get an entire thing of McDonald's. We're getting a 4-piece chicken strip, and then barbecue if we want it. Without any sauce, this is 460 calories and 40 grams of protein. This meal is actually slightly better than the last one if you don't include the sauce. I've devised my own metric. It's called protein ratio. Basically, you just divide the amount of calories in each meal by the amount of protein. So I divide, say, 460 calories by 40 grams of protein, you get 11.5, which means that there's 11.5 calories for every gram of protein in this meal. If you do have sauce, it goes slightly higher. Let's just, for the sake of this video, say without sauce. The last meal is actually 11.6 on that same metric. These have less calories in general, but they are also only $8.15. So for less than half the price of the last meal, you can get 4 chicken tenders with almost as many calories, but a slightly better protein ratio. Cook from home. If you add a barbecue sauce, it's an extra 45 calories, brings up that protein ratio about to 11.6. So you can get meals that are just as good as each other for the same price. I will say there's probably more preservatives in McDonald's meal, but if you're going from a pure macro standpoint, McDonald's can compete with somewhere just as expensive as Chick-fil-A. The taste is decent too. It's a lot different. I can't really compare them on that standpoint. But it isn't difficult to find meals that are lower prices with decent macros. This one just doesn't have as much variety. That's my only issue with cheap meals. There's not much variety. That's why things get more expensive as you add things to them. This goes back to my point when talking about Chick-fil-A, asking why is it so expensive? It's because they have so much variety. With McDonald's, this is like the only remotely healthy thing you can get. Maybe a snack wrap or a salad, but this is the one with the best macros. It tastes really good. But the more variety a restaurant has, the more expensive it's going to be. It doesn't mean you can't get something healthy for cheaper. It just means you can't get that particular thing for cheaper. My biggest thing with this video is that I wanted to show you guys you can eat in a calorie deficit with not that much money. I mean, I've shown you guys you can do it even with a value meal. So both these meals are very similar in macros, but the price points are crazily different. It just depends on where you go. Be smart with your money if you don't have a lot. All I'll say is you can still be relatively healthy when it comes to the macronutrients you're consuming. It's just maybe there's more preservatives in your food, or it's not as high quality products. They're not organic. McDonald's slightly comes out on top because it's cheaper and it's just as good. If you guys are curious to see, can I really eat healthy with so little money? Go check out my value meal episode. El Pollo Loco actually has a decent bowl that's like $6. You'll be surprised how healthy you can get without spending a lot of money.